gamer tag. In like 2008, I had the gamer tag Apple I-50.
McBender 91.
Alonso.
Oh, it's a terrible gamer tag. Dan2 Rock 4.
God Rupert. C9 Frosty. That wasn't on C9.
Sock my sock. Like the Pokemon, not like I don't know. Yeah.
Electro Knives. Oof, oof. 2 Z's, by the way. Oof. I don't know what I was thinking.
It was like either Mega Jack or Super Jack and then some numbers when I was like 6 years old on Minecraft.
That's absolutely horrible.
None more than Calamity, though. Left in 5, he'll be shut down. The rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Oh, gaining lead. Situation now 1-on-1, 1 HP on this solo. 1 bullet is a 4-person 1v5. Stand against the rest.
Guy to this ball, guy to get down, maybe even get one for the road.
Our own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.
He's doing a lot of damage, but he's got to keep you over. He avoids the ego.
Bob Waena, no flash, no problem. St. Clair.
So low, Reddick's taking down 2, taking down 1. Immediately, this should be all she wrote. Soaks with 1 on the icy.
Stand, kill the whole squad.
forward to is to see like all the boys make it.
Div Winland.
I think it's just a win. Like, our team has been going through a lot of changes. I want to see how far we can push it and see if we can finish third or get like a podium.
Looking forward to competing with tough opponents and having a good time with my team.
I really want to break that top 5, top 4 threshold.
Winning seal.
I'm looking for a revenge on CCL.
Getting top 4.
To be honest, nothing. I don't really have anything to look forward to. Next semester is what I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking to win CCL. We only lost that one, so.
First gamer tag in like 2008. I had the gamer tag AppleI50.
McBender 91.
Alonso.
Oh, it's a terrible gamer tag. Dan2 Rock 4.
God Rupert. C9 Frosty. I wasn't on C9.
Sock my sock.
St. Clair Saints broadcast. My name is Lexi and I'm here with
Garrett.
All right, so today we have our first round, or technically round 2, but our first matchup of the NACE Varsity Premier playoffs in the League of Legends game. Today we are St. Clair Saints versus Kennesaw State University. So these two teams have never played each other before. They're coming from 2 different conferences, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what both teams can bring to the table.
Yeah, you said it great yourself. Oh my gosh, having teams that don't play each other very often is definitely there's room for new strategies that they're not quite used to all the time. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out.
100%. I completely agree. And I'm really interested to see how this lineup today that we have is going to play. We have Ricky in the top lane. We have Maddie in the jungle. We have Flocon in the mid lane, Leg ADC, and Miracle support. So this is the core roster of St. Clair. They've played together for well over a year now. Some of them even longer have played together, right?
Yeah. But
it'll definitely be interesting because in the past few weeks, you've kind of been seeing you've seen some roster switch ups, right? We see FaZe in the support role, and then we see Alonso in the jungle. But today they are sticking with the core 5, the team that has been together for such a long time. And honestly, what do you think, what can we expect from this roster today? Or what do you think they're going to pull out?
I definitely think that I'm excited to see what Ricky has to pull out today. He's been playing a lot better over the last couple weeks. Just overall, in his ability to like survive. I've definitely been seeing him do that a lot better. And our team fights yesterday, even though we didn't come out with the win, I felt that our team fights were actually really good. We were just losing out on just the small niche little things that just went wrong, and I'm hoping that they bounce back from yesterday.
100%. Now, I honestly want to hear from the players themselves. We have Miracle on the interview today, who's going to tell us a little bit about the game, give us some insights as to what we can do that's maybe going to help us get that edge today. Kind of maybe we'll get some insights into the champion picks. Hi, Mike. How are you doing over there?
Hello, doing pretty good. How are you guys?
It's great to see you. So honestly, I'm going to lead off with a strong question. Let's talk about this matchup today. This is a team you have never played before, so I honestly want to know how you're feeling, how the rest of the team is feeling going into this matchup.
Yeah, Kennesaw State is not a team we should play just because they're in like a different conference than us for NACE. But with how things turned out, I guess we're playing them round one. I'd say we're pretty confident, we're pretty prepared. As long as we play our game, I feel that we should be able to generate a lead and crush these guys.
That's awesome. Looking at yesterday, obviously we didn't come out with the win, but how are you looking to bounce back after that?
Yeah, I think yesterday we were trying like new comps and kind of stepping out of our comfort zones, which is something we need to do to develop as a team and develop as individuals moving forward. So I feel like today we won't have as much stress. One, because our opponents are a little bit weaker, but two, I feel like being able to bounce back has always been something that St. Clair's been good at, and I guess we'll just show out today.
That's great to hear. And I want to ask you, how does it feel to be back, playing on the main roster again? I know that you took like a week away or something. We had FaZe playing support. But how does it feel for you to be back? Like, what are you going to prove today, basically, is what I want to know.
Yeah, so on my time off, I guess, I've definitely re-looked my outlook on League of Legends. I feel like I've come back with more of like a learning mindset, ready to prove myself and ready to just show why I'm the best support, not only at St. Clair, but against the rest of our opponents in the NACE Super Conference.
That's great to hear. And I have one last question for you. Are we going to see Nautilus today?
I don't know if you see Nautilus exactly, even though it's like my signature champion. He's a little bit weird in the meta right now. Maybe if I get like R5 or something, or I get dropped down in the draft and it's a good angle, we ban out the Braum, you might see a Nautilus game.
Well, I'll be hoping that we do see that Nautilus. But thank you for taking the time to talk to with us, Miracle. I hope you have fun. Go draft. We're ready to see the game, so have fun. Thank you again.
All right, thank you guys.
Awesome. All right, so you just heard it there from Miracle himself. We might not see the Nautilus, but I do really want to see the Nautilus. And I actually want to highlight this bot lane matchup specifically because Kennesaw State, their strongest player is actually a support main. But they have two support mains on the team. So he is going to be playing ADC. So this is Destiny 2007.
Wow.
He'll be in the ADC role. We'll see how he'll match up against our iconic Lig. I mean, he's the rock of the bot lane. He's always in the bot lane, making stuff happen. I really want to see what we're going to see today,
Yeah, I mean, when you have a support going to play ADC, it's not typically their strong suit to farm as much, so it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate that as they go in the bot lane, and hopefully Lig can farm pretty well and just keep a nice lead coming from that.
Yeah, 100%. Especially, let's talk about some of these changes that happened in this patch, because we are on a new patch today. So honestly, the changes aren't very relevant to the bot lane, except for the Blitzcrank buff. So Blitzcrank is getting a buff for the first time in I don't know how many years, and basically he's just getting a buff on his E that's going to shorten the cooldown. He's going to be able to knock people up very fast.
Lots of knocking it up.
Yes, of course. And then we're going to see some mid lane meta shifting as well. We have the Auction getting nerfed, the LeBlanc getting nerfed. It's going to be very interesting. These are honestly not champions that we see a lot because they're very they have a unique skill set, I guess you could say, right? But obviously we have so many systems that are getting buffed or changed, right? We have Guardian is getting a buff, Hail of Blades, Legend Bloodline, the Move Speed Shard, the Tenacity Shard, Nimbus Cloak, and Time Warp Tonic.
I mean, talking in the bot lane, like obviously we were just talking about that, but Guardian is probably the only thing you'll see coming from the bot lane other than Blitzcrank. Looking over at the adjusted champions, I mean, there's a potential that we could see either one. You could see Volley in the top lane, you could see it in the jungle. Skarner the same way. Like, there's a good chance that we could see Skarner today, and it'll be interesting to see how these changes affect the gameplay overall.
Yeah, I 100% agree, especially because this Skarner and this Volibear are both champions that Maddie plays. It's been a really long time since he's popped out that Skarner, but Skarner's kind of he's at a weird place in the meta for a little bit now. So it would be very nice to see him bring it out again, especially this Volibear. It's one of those champions that he's known for. He's just known for playing all of these animal champions. I mean, you know him for the Lilia, right? You know him for the Nunu and Willem. You know him for the Skarner, the Volibear. These are all champions that he just excels at playing.
Animals.
He does love his animals. I mean, there's not much more to say than that, right?
Yep. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to just see what Kennesaw State is going to bring out today. In the jungle specifically, I do see that the jungler, who is SGB, is a Kha'Zix player. So Kha'Zix is a very, very interesting champion.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in like an isolated state, and the jungler is ganking like a solo lane, you're definitely going to see the Kha'Zix come out and be really, really strong. And I'll be interested to see if they find a way to like maybe target ban it, if they do see it being a big problem. But in pro play, you don't really see Kha'Zix that much. It's not really it's a more solo queue champion, so it'll be interesting to see if we actually prio it as a ban.
Yeah, it is a very interesting thing, and I mean, knowing Maddie is not the biggest fan of playing against these assassin type junglers. His permaban in solo queue is actually Rengar. So luckily their jungler does not play Rengar, because then they would have to give that respect ban Onyx. Maddie can just not play against that champion. But if we look over to the top lane, we know that Ricky is really known for these like very interesting niche picks that only he plays. You know, he likes to stick to that champ pool and he doesn't like to really explore out of it. So obviously yesterday we actually got to see him play that Aatrox. I talked to him earlier today and he said that even though it's Fearless, he's playing Gragas all 3 games. So obviously you cannot play Gragas all 3 games.
Let's go.
But hopefully we do get a Gragas game in there at least.
Yeah.
He usually sticks to those AD top laners. He doesn't really explore to any AP. But honestly, it'll be exciting. It'll be very, very exciting. And then looking at Senorita's champ pool, he plays some interesting champions as well, such as the Tom Kench. Tom Kench he's a very interesting top laner. You don't see him too often, but when he is played, he is very, very annoying to deal with because he's just so tanky, and it's just hard. It's hard to kill him, right? So maybe in response, we'll see Lig pick a very damage heavy champion. Maybe we won't see him pick the Ezreal because Ezreal is notoriously bad into tanks.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see him pick that Vayne because he did pick Vayne last week. It was, and we had Flocon on Sivir mid.
Yeah.
It was not the ideal situation, but I can't say that the Vayne was a completely bad look.
Hey, sometimes double ADC just works, and not last week, sadly.
yeah, not last week. It did not work last week. But honestly, I'm really excited just to see where we can go. I want to talk about mid lane a little bit. You know, Flocon, he's known for his mages. Of course, the Vladimir, he's infamous for. Everybody just knows him for his Vladimir. I mean, you'll see it in a lot of the series we play is that people will respect ban that Vlad away from him. But some other champions that he plays are, we got the Victor, we have Aurora, and then for the AD, there's that Sivir, which, you know. But I heard that they've maybe been thinking about bringing back the Garen mid. It's been a while since we've seen that, and then of course his Yone is never bad either, right? But looking at Miami's champ pool, they play some similar things. They play some very similar things, such as Victor, right? I kind of mentioned that earlier, Aurora. So something that's very unfortunate about Aurora in this meta is that she's a flex pick, right? You can play this Aurora top, you can play this Aurora mid, but let's just say we probably aren't flexing that Aurora.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Ricky champion. It doesn't really, yeah.
Yeah, right. When you look at Ricky, you know he plays like those Giga Chad champions, right? You know you're going to see him pick like Scion or Mundo or something, right?
Yeah, because he's going to run it down. Like, what?
Ricky he's a weak side warrior.
He is.
It's what he's known for. It's what he does. Yep. I mean, you'll see Maddie will never back top, unfortunately, right? He's always just going to aim for that bot lane for Lig and Miracle or FaZe, whoever it is down there. He wants to make sure that Lig is well supported and well fed, because Lig is honestly one of our highlight players. He is the type of person that you know will just have some montage moments in any game. Basically.
100%. No, yesterday you saw a big emphasis on him in the team fights, and he was putting out big damage. Obviously, yesterday we also saw Flocon on Aurora for one of the games, and there were some pretty highlight reel moments, and it'll be interesting to see, because if both teams do end up playing Aurora, we could either see it target banned, or it could just be taken by one and then it's just gone after the first game. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, 100%. I think that a lot of pressure will be put on this side selection, what side we end up being on, because I could definitely see, for example, if they were on the blue side, they might just opt to not pick it, right? And or sorry, to pick it, not ban it, but then in turn that would probably force a ban from St. Clair, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see how Aurora plays into this series. It might be possible that she doesn't get a single game, but it would be exciting to see. Aurora is a very fun champion to watch, even though if you are playing against her, it is very, very annoying, because late game, she will blow you up. Yep. She will absolutely 100%. Destroy you. She does so much damage. It's absolutely insane. But like I said, super fun champion to watch. I really hope that we do get to see this Gragas out of Ricky, because that would be super fun to watch as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, even having an AP top laner, it frees up more AD options and potentially the mid lane. We could end up seeing Flocon's Yone if that ends up coming through. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, 100%. I want to talk about Miracle. I know we had the chance to talk to him directly earlier, and he kind of told us that he probably wasn't going to play the Nautilus. Instead, we've been seeing a lot of Alistar recently. A lot of Alistar. And let's find out what they are going to pick, because we're going into Champ Select right now.
Let's go.
So as we see, it looks like St. Clair is on the blue side. So we might not see an Aurora ban from their side. They're probably going to opt to pick it, but it's all good. We're going to figure it out what's going to go on with that in just a short second. But what's your prediction on draft? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
I definitely think if we are on, like you said, blue side, it's been so long. I have to ask this question: who gets first pick of champion?
It's blue side.
Blue side. Okay.
Blue side gets first pick.
So
yes.
if we will probably prio the Aurora if it's gonna happen, and obviously Ricky's gonna bring out the Gragas. He told you. So if he's a man of his word, he's gonna bring it out. So
yeah,
we'll see
he was practice tooling that Gragas. So I do think that he does want to bring it out. He wants to see what's up with it, right? I want to talk about maybe some responses into that Aurora, and talk about what maybe Miami could pick into it if it does end up going to Flocon. Probably, I'm going to assume something that outranges the Aurora, like maybe a Victor.
Yeah.
Could even be an Orianna. I do see there's some Orianna in his track record. Orianna is a fun champion to see in game just because of that iconic Faker moment. I feel like everybody can agree on that.
Everybody wants to be
right?
Faker.
100%. Everybody does want to be Faker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, an interesting fact about that actually is that Maddie, our jungler, he actually solo killed Faker in solo queue when he was playing in NA.
He loves to brag about that.
Yes, when Faker was playing in NA for Worlds a couple years back, they were playing solo queue. Faker was on the Silas. Yeah. Maddie got filled mid, and he was playing Orianna, and he actually got the solo kill onto Faker.
Oh my
There's a clip
gosh.
of it if you go onto his Twitter.
Maddie's better than Faker? Holy crap.
It could be. It could be. I don't know.
Yep.
We'll have to see, right? Maybe we can get a show match going or something.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, but looking at Polar Penguin, which is the support of Kennesaw State, their champion pool, again, they play a lot of different stuff. It's kind of typical of what you see as a support. As a support player, you're expected to be that flex of your team. You're expected to play, Enchanters or sometimes some Engage, some Nautilus, Karma, Lulu, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I do think it's going to be interesting. It heavily relies on what they're going to pick in the ADC role, especially because you want to have that good synergy in lane, but you also want to have that good synergy with the team as a whole, right? You want to be able to, if you're going for an engage comp, you want to be able to get those engages, those great engages, right? Or maybe dive, go something for a little bit more divey. I mean, a champion like Nautilus would fit very well into that. I don't know. I honestly am just clueless as to what we're going to pick here for Kennesaw State in the ADC role. Maybe some Ziggs. I do find that a lot of supports, when they switch over to that ADC role, they play some AP stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. They play some stuff like Ziggs. Ziggs is a common one. I know Miracle plays the Ziggs as well. Hey. I heard that on the game that happened on Sunday, Lig played Ziggs for the first game, and it did not go well, I heard. So apparently Lig, maybe he might step away from that Ziggs. But if you know Lig, you know that he's known for playing these hyper carry champions, right? You don't really
in their face.
Yeah, you don't really
ever
see him on an AP champion, because AP champions are definitely, you have to scale into the late game. You don't have as much fighting power early on as maybe some other ADC role.
I mean, based off of what Mike was saying, he says they're testing out a lot of stuff, so it'll be interesting to like see going into these playoffs, like how much we do a little bit more testing versus like taking the whole season to like try stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if they test stuff now when it matters more, or if we'll make some changes.
100%. And for the side of St. Clair, they're actually starting with the Gwen ban. This is a ban I see a lot go out of St. Clair. It's something that I just don't think they've unlocked, the foundations of how to play against, unfortunately. So they're going to have to ban that. Another top laner followed right after with the Ambessa. And then on the side of Kennesaw State, they're banning out that Gangplank.
Man,
I know that's something. Yeah, that's something that Ricky has been playing a little bit. I've heard that, he's played it into a couple of their ACL games and stuff like that. So I can understand the respect ban, right?
Yeah, you gotta give the respect where it's due. The only times I've seen Ricky play it, he's popped off. So you gotta let them know.
100%. And then there's a Vlad ban that we were talking about earlier coming out of Kennesaw State. It's always going to be a respect ban that's going to come out. I mean, Flowcon will never first pick Vlad because Vlad is something that's very matchup dependent. Mm-hmm. But I do think it's very, very interesting that we picked Ivern. Because I think this jungle matchup is very weird.
What?
If you talk to Maddie, he'll tell you himself he does not like playing Ivern. He's not. He'll play Maokai. He does not like playing Ivern. Ivern is definitely more of an Alonzo champion, right? I mean, Alonzo is known for his Ivern.
Yep.
But the Fiddlesticks is also a very interesting pickup. It's not something that you see very, very often. It's kind of a niche pick. There is a chance, even though it's very low, that it could be flexed in the support role, but I've definitely seen it before.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Fiddle has been meta in support, so obviously, hopefully, it's in the jungle because we'll see how it goes. Because we see Ricky's.
We see his Gragas, right? He told us that he wants to play that Gragas. There it is. And then Kennesaw State taking away that Alistar and locking it in. I know that's a champion that Miracle has been playing a lot of, right? He's been playing in almost every single series. So they must have maybe planned around it. This Sivir I find is very interesting as well that St. Clair picked, just because I don't see Lig play Sivir that often. When I see Sivir picked by St. Clair, it's usually played by Flocon. I'm kind of scared. I hope we're not playing a Sivir mid, but we might be playing a Sivir mid.
Sivir mid and Ari seems a little bit rough, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I can see the value in Sivir if you're picking it to maybe poke out your opponents or perma push your wave in, which I can maybe see the value into Ari because Ari's a champion who wants to roam a lot.
Yeah.
She wants to get some kills in some other places, right? But you could definitely take that away with the Flocon Sivir.
There's a Vayne.
Yeah, the Vayne is very, very interesting. I'm honestly not too sure about it. I don't really know if it's that.
What is this draft?
Yeah, it's a very interesting draft.
This is a very interesting draft. 100%.
But Lig does play Draven. He's kind of known for it. Oh, do we get the Miracle Nautilus?
The Miracle Nautilus.
We actually get the Miracle Nautilus.
Let's go. I'm so excited.
I mean, looking at the draft so far, if I'm St. Clair, I'm happy with my draft. I know that like it may not look the best on paper.
Yeah.
But I do know that these champions are kind of comfort picks for them, right?
Totally.
So it's definitely something that will help them out in the long run, just playing the game. On the side of Kennesaw State, though, I do think that this is a very interesting draft.
Okay, I got nervous there. If they didn't switch that, it would be Draven mid.
I do think this is a very interesting draft, especially when we're talking about how Destiny 2007 is not an ADC main.
Yeah.
The role ADC is just, it's a mechanical role. A little bit more so than support, I would say. And then picking a champion like Vayne on top of that, Vayne is just pure mechanics. Like,
yeah,
there's you can't even. I mean, there's really not what else to say.
You can't just get by just like running at people. So it'll be interesting to see, and just hopefully they can farm because.
Yeah,
that'll be the biggest thing, I think.
I mean, 100%. As a Vayne, you're kind of more short range, and then laying into this very, very strong bot lane of Draven Nautilus will be tough to navigate. It'll be very tough to navigate, especially in the early game, right? If Lig is able to get that advantage early game, I mean, you can basically call it wraps late game. Over. Yeah, because as you know, Draven is a very snowbally champion. So if he gets ahead by just like a kill or two in lane, like he's gonna do so much damage.
Yeah.
He's gonna just make so much gold, just snowball so hard. It'll be very difficult for Kennesaw State University to play the game.
Be interesting to see how they do. Hey, we didn't talk about this. What's your prediction?
Oh, my prediction, I'm going to say St. Clair 2-0.
I will second that. I don't think. Hey, we're about to see it because we're in the game now.
All right, let's get into game. It doesn't look like we're seeing anything that's too weird about the departure from base. Just a 5-person fan out on both sides. It does look like we have a little bit of a switch up in the draft.
Am I seeing a LeBlanc?
This makes.
Yeah.
This makes a lot more sense. This makes a lot more sense.
The champions I'm seeing on my screen make so much more sense now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
There's no Draven?
Oh, we just got bamboozled. That's crazy.
Well, regardless, this is definitely something that we talked about. The Vayne on Lig specifically, we talked about that earlier before the game started, before the draft started, of just being a possibility. Maddie on the Xin, this is kind of one of his signature champions. You'll see him play this champion a lot, especially whenever it's meta. He's kind of a meta abuser, I guess you could say. He'll just go and try to pick all those meta champions. But so I guess something that we could point out is that Ricky is playing Aatrox and not the Gragas. Regardless, this is one of his signature champions still.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he does. Yesterday, he had some really good game in my opinion on Aatrox, but obviously we didn't come out with the win. But I think I was happy to see like how he was engaging the fights, and hopefully we can see him create more opportunities like yesterday.
Right, and I do think Flocon in this mid matchup, he knows how to play this very, very well, because often he plays that Aurora, right? He knows what's going on, so he knows how he can push his advantages as LeBlanc to kind of break the soul of Kennesaw State's mid-later Miami, right?
Yeah, seeing the Aurora, obviously we talked about it early. the choice for us to not take it over them is interesting, but I have a feeling that Flocon has an idea of how to play against it, and he's confident he's going to come out on top.
Yeah, it is definitely very interesting that they opted to not pick it and to let it through, but obviously kind of like what you said, I'm sure Flocon is very, very confident in this matchup. He knows exactly what he can do on that champion, and Maddie looks to be trying to get an early edge over the enemy jungler by doing this invade. It does look like he knows he's there, that's why he's just trying to do his gromp off to the side. So, I mean, maybe he's just going to trade for it? Okay, and maybe I think now...
So I think it has to go to Maddie now.
Yeah, but it does look like Maddie is losing the matchup. Oh, who ended up getting that?
I think Maddie did.
I think Maddie got it,
yeah.
but I'm not 100% sure. All right, we're getting a fight breaking out in the bot lane. Oh my god, First Blood is so close. Link flashes to secure it, but he trades his life in response. Maddie is going to eat in, but he does not finish it off. But it looks like in the end, SGB is the one to fall. Oh my god, it is so close. Maddie does fall as well. This fight is all over the place. At the end, it's just Flocon. It's just Flocon and Miami who remain. I don't know if anything is going to happen here. I really don't think any of them can kill each other, but Flocon, he commits the flash to secure the kill, and he does get it, and that's a shutdown over to Flocon.
What a crazy fight. It ends up with everybody pretty much almost dead on both sides. Get back into the fight here. Engaged really well by St. Clair. Everybody is 1 HP. For most of the fight, and Maddie is jumping in. The amount of times that Sivir and Maddie were just baiting each other out and just barely missing.
I do think that Lig could have maybe played that a little bit more patiently. I think flashing in wasn't really necessary because when we're playing a champion like Vayne, you're not relying on takedowns to get a reset or anything. I think just to play it like slow and patient. It looks like Miracle's going to get the engage here on to Destiny, and that's just an easy kill, to be honest, for Lig. It's good that they are playing the lane like this. They know they can play aggressive. I mean, if you know anything about, oh my god, and Flocon, like we talked about.
He's out just off screen and he's just dead. I don't know what to say.
He knows this matchup. He knew that he needed to pick this LeBlanc into Aurora, and it's paying off for him in the end. He's getting a very strong early lead onto Miami.
Yeah, looking into the bot lane, they're just playing smart and fundamental. I just like what I looked at there when he condemned him into the wall. It's just slow and methodical. That's how they're playing it, and it's seeming to work pretty well.
Yeah, I do think that when we see St. Clair go up against teams like this, I mean, if we're just going to put it flatly, there is quite a big seeding difference between the two teams. And it's honestly sometimes where you'll see St. Clair play very, very aggressively. I mean, if we look at this Flocon solo kill, normally you would look at this and you would be like, oh, there's no way I'm killing this Aurora here.
Hey, it's half HP.
Yeah, Flocon, it has no HP, but he just plays it so confidently and aggressively, and it ends up working out for him.
Yeah, his ability stacking is perfect here, and he just full combos him into death. Pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly. And Maddie's back in the bot lane here. Miracle with the engage. This should just be an easy 2 kills for the side of St. Clair, but Lig's in some trouble, and he might actually end up falling. He pops the barrier, ends up living, and they get the 2 kills.
That got very, very close, and as you saw, the Wukong ended up coming down, so if they were able to live for a little while longer, it might have been able to be turned.
Yeah, 100%, but unfortunately SGB was just a little bit too late. There's just a little bit of brawling going on in the top lane now, back and forth. It's something that you'll see in every top lane. Usually it's very far and few between that you'll see a kill actually happen, but they are always hitting each other back and forth, you know, especially if you have runes like Grasp and stuff, but obviously neither of these champions have that. They both have Conquer. Flocon just keeping this aggression up.
Damage.
Yeah, he's keeping this aggression up on the mid lane. It forces the roam out of Polar Penguin to come to the mid lane and just make sure that Miami is able to farm very safely.
Honestly, even with Rakan there, I feel like Flocon would have the cojones to just jump in. feel like he'd just do that.
100%. I mean, if you've seen Flocon in Lig play in the past, oh my god, and Ricky is going to go and try to commit for that solo kill. He gets it. It was incredibly close. Very, very close. But O Senorita actually falls to Ricky. And then in the bot lane, there's going some back and forth fighting here. Lig's by himself.
Both ults in the top lane had to be popped there, and Ricky ended up coming out on top. A lot of the healing came from his runes, and he was able to just easily turn that around.
Yeah, I mean, O Senorita, he committed that ultimate, the Ambessa ultimate at the end, but it wasn't fast enough, unfortunately, and he just... I mean, he died before it even fully casted, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit faster next time. Maddie's going to go and try to secure these grubs here on the top side of the map. I would find it very interesting if Kennesaw tried to contest these. I think Maddie should just take all three and he'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Wukong should be looking to look for vision around Drake while he's doing it to potentially get something back on the map. You see in the bot lane, Ambessa is jumping in onto Lig and Maddie, but they end up coming out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of just like I'm going to do whatever I can thing.
I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, and Flocon might be in some trouble here, but Maddie's here to back him up and make sure that he does not fall. Flocon going back in Maddie with the flash. But in the end, Miami does not fall. Not fall. But Miracle's here.
Flash, Mike, flash!
We've seen him do stuff like this before. Miami uses that W to stay invisible. But if you're Miami right now, you know that you're probably not getting out of this.
The
and
cow
Maddie
is in the wrong pasture.
He picks it up with the win, becomes light lane. Nothing more, nothing less.
Nope. Easy.
100%, but
what
recalling
is
in that
Recon
bush.
gonna do?
Recalling in the bush is a little bit greedy. I mean, you're definitely not going to get that recall off when you know that Polar Penguin is coming out of base.
That's a scary penguin.
Maybe a little bit. But, I mean, Miracle knows that he can just leave Lig alone in this bot lane because he's so strong and so ahead that he could just afford to 1v1 SGB. So I mean, your life's good if you're St. Clair right now. You have a very strong lead, and it will translate into late game because we're putting an emphasis on getting these objectives like the grubs. That'll help with a lot of pushing, power, some side laning. I mean, look at Lig, like he's bullying SGB.
Now 15, 16 CS.
He's literally absolutely
I talked about
bullying.
that at the end.
Yeah, 100%. Maddie's here to kind of give a little look to
hey, Wing becomes lightning hits.
Yeah, it does hit, but I think they're going to try to commit here. Lig dodges the ultimate, and he just needs one more auto attack, and there he falls. Lig picks it up, so he's happy with that extra gold in his pocket, although it's not that much.
Yeah, good tower juggling there. They didn't end up falling to the turret, so it's the best case scenario, and as St. Clair looks to get another kill in the mid lane.
Yep.
I was going to bring up that they're looking to get the Drake, but a kill's cool too.
Yeah, and Ricky in the top lane, he honestly doesn't mind 1v2ing just because he knows that Destiny and Polar Penguin are so far behind. But he could be in some trouble here. They're committing for the dive. Rakan pops the quickness, but Ricky is not scared because Miracle is here to back him up.
He's got his cow. Come on.
In the mid lane, Maddie picks up that kill onto Miami with the help of Flocon. They're going to secure this mid tower here and probably look for a base after.
Yeah, Maddie is doing a good job on the map right now. He's rotating through objectives, showing up in lanes where he needs to, and I don't think nothing's going to happen here. Maddie's fine.
Honestly, Maddie is being...
He's going in, apparently. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. He popped.
And Rakan falls. Oh.
The Flocon's probably in some trouble here. I don't know if he knows, but his base is the other way. It's all good, though, because Miracle's here to escort him, make sure he gets back to base.
You're in a different area code, Flocon. You got to get back, but he's got his cow.
He's just spamming his W off cooldown, and it doesn't have a cooldown at this point.
Yep.
Lig's just popping that. Oh, my God. Uh-oh. Miami face-checking this bush. That's just going to be the end of him. I don't even think he gets the... he does not get the return kill onto Flocon.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give a little bit of respect where it's due to Kennesaw State for trying these Hail Mary plays. I mean, you probably know that they're both in the bush there, but you just got to try and get that shutdown anyways because you know that it would have such a big impact. Ricky spots out SGB here and just steps away, gives some respect. You know, he doesn't want to throw this lead that he's created for himself and the lead that St. Clair has as a whole.
Yeah.
I think they're looking very, very good on this blue side. And I think that they would have to do a lot to lose this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of shutdown bounties on them, so that could be a way that Kennesaw gets back in. But you see the gold here on the screen. The Lig with the most gold. Or, sorry, Maddie with the most gold. Whoa, I'm blind. Never mind.
Maddie's making an impact everywhere on the map. Ricky is staring at the face of Polar Penguin right now. He's just... Recon, unfortunately, very slippery champion, so he'll probably just get away from this. And they're trying to, like, threaten a dive here with Ricky.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even work out. I mean, they barely did anything.
Ricky, honestly... Ooh,
was
it a little bit too deep? There's a few extra people there.
Yeah, a little bit too deep. I do think if Ricky maybe slowed it down a little bit, he probably would have been able to hit the 1v3. Because if it's Aatrox, you get that reset on your ultimate, you're probably going to be able to clean up almost the whole fight, right?
Yeah, party at Ricky's house.
Yeah, but I do like to see that Destiny is trying to get some gold back on the side of Kennesaw State by pushing out this midways. I mean, he knows his whole team is bot. He probably knows that St. Clair is just, they're not on the map. They're not looking to make any new plays. But there's Miracle. He's trying to scare, you know,
Mike
give him a little
is just
jump
everywhere.
scare. Yeah, but it's good to try to get some gold, at least where you can, right?
Yeah, especially with the objective bounties still, or sorry, the turret plate's still up.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely an easy way to get some standing gold that's still on the map. As they go in on. No, I guess we missed it.
Miracle actually committed the heal to try to chase that, but honestly, I mean, Lig is probably going to get some damage on here. It's going to be a 5-man turret dive onto Miami.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And they end up giving it to Flocon.
Lig using that Kadem to kind of like to secure the kill and make sure that Miami knows that you're not going anywhere. Basically, just writing the doom all over the face of the Kennesaw State mid laner.
Honestly, I feel like if we just left Lig down there, he probably could have solo killed Miami. I don't. We just had to give him a little bit more time.
He definitely could have. I mean, I've seen Lig try to do harder things and sometimes succeed, sometimes fail, depending on the game, depending on what he's playing, really. But I do think he probably could have killed. And we're sending 4 people bot here to try to just secure the split push. Like we talked about earlier, by securing those grubs, they have a very, very strong push to just get through those towers. And I mean, look at that. They literally destroyed that tower in such a short amount of time, and we're only 15 and a half minutes.
We're only 15 minutes in the game, yeah. I mean, the objective pressure that we've had the whole game, it shows why we're pushing them down so heavily.
Of course. I mean, it looks like we have Polar Penguin on the backside. Maddie is going to pop that ultimate, but Polar Penguin just dies like that. Lig is 1 HP. Flocon is saving the day with a double kill. But
ends up getting him.
SGB gets the shutdown and Flocon gets the triple kill.
Triple kill for Flocon. And now there's just he's just running away.
I mean,
you're going the wrong way, buddy.
If I'm SGB, I'm happy that I got that shutdown. But looking back here, at the current game, the live game, they're just doing some trading back and forth. Ricky is trying to get aggressive here. Flocon throwing out that chain to try to maybe force Polar Penguin to just stay where he is, but he gets away because, like we talked about, Ricard, super, super slippery champion. Hard to lock down. Yeah.
We're looking back at the replay of the dive from us. No, we executed this really well. Maddie with a really, really nice ult to peel the players on our team. Lig stays alive for so long and ends up just going down to Wukong, who solo jumps on him. Just a really well played fight from us to get the triple kill.
Yeah, 100%. And we secure the Rift Herald, which will help again with some of that pushing power.
I just thought about that. It's only 17 minutes of the game. We're
Yeah.
doing the Rift Herald. I thought we were on Baron.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you look at this game state, it does look like we're quite farther ahead, but Miracle is kind of hiding in the bush here. I'm not sure if he's going to try that. Yeah, he just pops that Hex Splash, goes in, and Maddie's driving the Herald into the turret. They're probably just going to collect this turret, maybe try to go, oh my god, and we have this
big ult from Rakan.
The quickness popping out of Polar Penguin, but unfortunately, it is not enough to stop St. Clair. They want to take the towers, they want to take their life, and they want to take the game.
St. Clair is just rolling, and that is probably going to end it because those death timers are not too long, but
definitely not
long
too
enough.
Yeah, they are definitely long enough to secure the game here and the 1-0 lead over Kennesaw State University.
Hey, good job by St. Clair.
It was a very clean game. They definitely just went straight for it. They knew what they wanted to do, and they did it, right?
Yeah, they stuck to their game plan.
They even said to Kennesaw State, you can have the Aurora. We don't care. We know exactly what we're going to pick into it. And Flocon, I mean, he had such a game on that LeBlanc. It's not a champion that we get to see him play very often, but when you do see it, it's very fun to watch. Just because you know that she's always going to try to just dive in there, go for those back lane kills and all that, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're always on an assassin. You're always going to be looking for those carries in the back line, and he did a really good job. Obviously, we saw the triple kill in the bot lane, and we did everything we needed to secure the dub, and hopefully we can take that momentum into the next game.
Yeah, I wish, or I hope, I guess I should say, that we do maybe see it, like the series go the distance. But, I mean, just looking at that dominant Game 1 performance from St. Clair, it'll be very hard to come back in the series, especially mentally for Kennesaw State, just because it'd be a very hard game to be in their position. It's a very hard game to play in from their position, right? I mean, it's hard to try and kind of get that mental back and make sure that they're locked in.
St. Clair is definitely locked in today. Yep.
Yeah, they look very serious. Miracle, he looks like he's locked in. He's ready. He's ready to play the game, right? At least he might be listening to some music or something.
Those
he's
scissors?
bouncing around.
Is that a Gwen? Is that a throw and a tie back to Gwen?
I don't know. What
are they doing today?
Ricky is telling us no.
They're on a different level today. Something's in the water here.
I mean, it looks like the team vibes are good, which is it's what you want to see, especially going into playoffs, right? You want your team to just be the best they could possibly be mentally, and they're all getting along. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Maybe it's time to lock in, take things a little bit more seriously.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can't blame them.
Lig is just sprawled out. He's just having a good time.
Yeah, I actually saw that his warm up for this series was it was Fortnite.
Wow.
He's playing Fortnite.
That's a new one.
Let's look
Never seen that one before.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, let's look at it.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this scoreboard. Even though the champion icons are incorrect, I mean, we do know that obviously on the blue side was St. Clair, and on the red side we had Kennesaw. 27 kills over 5 is a huge
That's big.
gap.
Wow, that's a cool looking Corki. Aurora, the Corki.
I have to give props where it's due, especially to SGB. Although his team didn't have the hottest game, he still tried to make plays happen. I mean, you can see it's evident in his KDA. He's 3-2-2, right? He tried his best to make plays happen around the map, but unfortunately it was a little bit too difficult just because we had Flocon so strong on that LeBlanc. Like we were saying, 10 kills, 0 deaths, and 5 assists. Absolutely insane.
I mean, with Maddie going 7-1, like you saw you saw the
You saw his
impact that
impact,
Maddie
100%.
had. So
Yeah.
it was really hard for the Wukong to like find a way into the game, and you can see like obviously he didn't die as much as his team, so he I don't know. Find a way to make more impact next game. Hopefully.
Right, and we have to give our props to the unsung hero in the support role, Miracle. I mean, if you'll watch any game, a lot of people, they fail to recognize the hard work that support plays in, but I'm giving your props to you right now, Mike. You did great on the Alistar. I love to see your Alistar. It's amazing. It looks great every time.
Hey, and even I saw a stat today. I was looking at Div 1, and he has a 77 vision score average in Div 1.
He does.
So that's that. Hey, he is making his impact known, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes going into the next game. We're gonna head to break, and we will see you on the other side.
We'll be ready for game 2.
First gamer tag in like 2008. I had the gamer tag Apple i50.
McBender 91.
Alonso.
Oh, it's a terrible gamer tag. Dan2 Rock 4.
God Rupert. C9 Frosty. I wasn't on C9.
Sock my sock. Like the Pokemon, not like I don't know. Yeah.
Electro knives. Oof, oof. 2 Z's, by the way. Oof. I don't know what I was thinking.
It was like either Mega Jack or Super Jack and then some numbers when I was like 6 years old on Minecraft.
That's absolutely horrible.
Favor, none more than Calamity though. Left in 5, he'll be shut down. The rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Oh, gaining lead. Situation now 1-on-1, 1 HP on this solo. 1 bullet is a 4-person 1v5. Stand against the rest.
Guy to this ball, guy to get down, maybe even get one for the road.
Our own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.
He's doing a lot of damage, but he's got to keep you over. He avoids Ego.
Bob Waena, no flash, no problem. St. Clair.
Horse back already so low. Redx taking down 2, taking down 1. Immediately, this should be all she wrote. Soaks with 1 on the icy.
Stand, kill the whole squad.
I'm most looking forward to is to see like all the boys make it.
Div Winland.
I think it's just a win. Like, our team has been going through a lot of changes. I want to see how far we can push it and see if we can finish third or get like a podium.
Looking forward to competing with tough opponents and having a good time with my team.
I really want to break that top 5, top 4 threshold.
Winning seal.
I'm looking for revenge on CCO.
Getting top 4.
To be honest, nothing. I don't really have anything to look forward to. Next semester is what I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking to win CCL. We only lost that one, so.
First gamer tag in like 2008. I had the gamer tag Apple I-50.
McBender 91.
Alonso.
Oh, it's a terrible gamer tag. Dan 2 Rock 4.
God Rupert. C9 Frosty. I wasn't on C9.
Sock my sock. Like the Pokemon, not like I don't know. Yeah.
Electro knives. Oof, oof. 2 Z's, by the way. Oof. I don't know what I was thinking.
It was like either Mega Jack or Super Jack and then some numbers when I was like 6 years old on Minecraft.
That's absolutely horrible.
None more than calamity though. Left in 5, he'll be shut down. The rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Oh, Katie
What the heck is that? Situation now 1-on-1, 1 HP on this solo. 1 bullet is a 4-person 1v5. Stand against the rest.
Guy to this ball, guy to get down, maybe even get one for the road.
Our own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.
He's doing a lot of damage, but he's got to keep you over. He avoids Ego. Bob Waena, no flash, no problem. St. Clair. So low, Reddick's taking down 2, taking down 1. Immediately, this should be all she wrote. Soaks with 1 on the icy.
Stand until the whole squad.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the St. Clair Saints stream. We are about to head into game 2 of St. Clair College versus Kennesaw State University. My name is Lexi or Alexa, and I'm with
Garrett.
All right, so game 1 was very, very dominant, I guess you could say. Yeah, it was very dominant for the side of St. Clair. They played a very strong game. They got a lot of early leads, and they just absolutely dominated throughout the whole game, right? But going into the second game, I think it'll be very interesting to just see what we can do, especially with the fearless picks or the fearless bands coming through, right? So we're not going to be able to see any Zinzao, any LeBlanc, any Aatrox, any Vayne, any Alistar, no Wukong, no Aurora, no Ambessa, no Sivir, and no Ragon.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how everybody adapts. We got a lot of the picks that we know that we enjoy, so it'll be interesting to see what we end up changing up going into this next game, because I think if we can pick the right picks in draft, then we can take it in a 2-0 sweep, I think.
Yeah, I do wonder if we're going to see this Gragas come out of Ricky that he was talking about, saying he was going to play all 3 games. Well, unfortunately, he's not playing all 3 games because...
Hey, we got baited.
He did not play it the first game. So this is his chance, especially if they want to end it in 2-0 fashion. He's got to lock it in this game, and I want to see it, and I'm pretty sure everybody else does as well.
I don't think Ricky's a liar, so I think he should pull it out. See what we can see from it.
He looks like he's thinking about it right now. Like, look at him. He's like,
guy's always thinking.
He just did, the thinker. He's thinking about that Gragas pick, especially. But I want to talk about Miracle again for a second. He looks like so locked in. Like whenever we've seen him, I mean, even just like walking out between games and stuff, he always just looks like he's thinking about a lot. He's thinking about the game. He's thinking about how hard he can play these champions to their absolute fullest extent and make sure it goes the best that it can. I mean, I never see him on his phone. I always just see him locked in, dialed, watching some VODs, looking at some drafting websites and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that you want more from a player than someone that is willing to put in that extra time and that extra effort. To just take his game to the next level. Like you said, going out and doing outside of game stuff like watching VODs. As a coach myself, I love when my players do that because it shows that they're willing to take that extra step and go the extra mile.
Yeah, it shows their dedication for sure. It's definitely very important, especially when, I mean, the biggest League of Legends tournament of all time is going on right now with Worlds 2025. So I do think that now is the time, if ever, to lock in. I mean, even right now, you see Mike on his phone. He's not looking at Twitter or something. He's looking on op.gg. He's looking at what's meta. I just know that's what he's doing because I know Miracle, and I know that he would never be locked out for a single series.
No, and honestly, bringing up Worlds, like, there's so much to learn from Worlds as an event itself, and we're definitely seeing, obviously it's the best competition of the whole year, and at T1, like, there's so much you can learn from T1 as a team, even if you're in like the lower levels of league, and I definitely know that everybody is watching every game and taking as much as they can from that. It'll be interesting to see what they can take going into this.
Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, if you love watching Worlds, then you should come to the Worlds watch party that is happening this Sunday early morning, or this Saturday night, this Sunday early morning at 1 a.m. is when the watch party is going down, when it's happening. You get to see the legendary series between T1 and KT here at the Nexus, and there's free food giveaways. We're giving away some Riftbound cards, which is a new TCG. Riftbound! The new TCG that League of Legends just released. So if you're interested, you should definitely come on by. Again, it is going to be this Sunday at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I've seen you guys playing a lot of Riftbound, and it definitely looks like something that if you are a fan of TCG in general, it'll be interesting to see how that game develops as another part of Riot's like Rolodex of assets that they have. And I know that League fans are really, really excited for Riftbound, and I'm excited to see what comes from that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's get back to talking about the game, though. Game 2. It'll be a very interesting game because we did see in the last game that even though it was a very dominant game from St. Clair, Kennesaw State still had some life in them. We saw SGB really try to make those plays across the map, even though they weren't always successful. He was there mostly at the same time that Matty was. If Matty was at a play, SGB was probably somewhere behind him, even if the plays didn't work out. I do want to see him maybe be a little bit faster in this next game, because at the same time, a lot of those plays, he was just like a second too late. And a second is a lot of time, especially in a game like this, when you're playing against a team like St. Clair, where they all have a lot of experience at this point. They've been playing at the top of the solo queue ladder for so long, right? It's going to be very it's small mistakes like that. It has a very, very big impact, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, looking at SGB as in his gameplay last game, you could definitely see that he was tracking Matty correctly, and as a jungler, that's one of your main skills that you need to have is the ability to track and know where the enemy jungler is at any given time. He just has to speed it up, and maybe that would be the difference that allows them to take us down in a few fights.
Well, I hope that we get to see some interesting champion picks. Let's focus on a specific matchup that we saw in the last game, in Game 1. Flowcon versus Miami. I mean, we saw that LeBlanc be absolutely dominant against this Aurora champion. It was honestly, it looked like it was impossible for Miami to play. Even when Polar Penguin roamed down from the bot lane up into the mid lane, it was still a very, very hard matchup for Miami to play on this Aurora. So I think that when they saw that St. Clair did not first pick the Aurora, that they were like, oh, we have to take it. We can't let Flowcon on this champion. But unfortunately, when you're going to do something like this, you have to think about the response. And what will the response be? Like we talked about earlier, Aurora is countered by a lot of these long-range mages. Or, I mean, if you know anything about LeBlanc, you know that she likes to bully people, especially people who are melee or just a shorter range than her. So the LeBlanc pick was here. It was honestly perfect, and it was executed I want to say perfectly, honestly. It was very close to perfect, if not perfect. Flowcon played the game completely, just so completely dominant and confident and in control, that it just looked like he studied this game for years before this, and he will study it for years to come, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. And looking at this matchup, like, it's something that it's not a typical mid lane matchup that you see all the time, but when it comes to LeBlanc, like, you're gonna want to be getting those early fights in, getting those solo kills if you can get them, to just make sure that you can snowball leads. And he was able to do that early and take that and run with it. It's pretty easy.
100%, 1000% even. Ricky in the top lane, he had a performance this game, or Game 1, I should say, as well. He was very dominant on this Aatrox. Usually when we see him pick the Aatrox, I mean, Ricky himself, he's kind of a coin flippy player. Sometimes he will pop off so hard that he'll carry the game and he'll 1v9, but sometimes he will lose lane so hard that it's... Yeah.
He'll just run it down. Yeah.
There's not much else to say. But when you see Ricky have these pop-off games, it feels great and it looks amazing. I mean, you saw him on that Aatrox. He was almost able to 1v4 at some point, right? You just know when he's fed on one of these champions that he will absolutely dominate and destroy anybody who is in his path.
Totally. Yeah, Ricky is one of those all or nothing players. And like you said earlier, like, he is often put on an island and left to do whatever he can. And if the game goes even in his lane, that's obviously what we want. But when he has a chance to get solo kills and push his lead farther, it just gives St. Clair that extra little piece that they need to snowball the win even farther.
Yeah, especially because we know that Ricky is commonly weak-sided, right? But Maddie on the Xin Zhao was a very, very good pick. He was very dominant on it. He was able to make impacts all over across the map. You'd see him in the bot lane, you'd see him in the mid lane, not as often in the top lane, but he was still there for objectives when it mattered. Especially those grubs really helped secure and just honestly secure the game, I want to say, because they were only able to get such heavy prio and heavy push. Yeah. Which led to them ending the game. Because I'm sure if they didn't have grubs there, they probably wouldn't have been able to just destroy those towers as fast as they did.
Yeah,
it was a great game. Yeah,
it extended the push that they could give, and obviously we were stopped at the beginning of the base at that tower. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we just wiped them and we were able to push it straight in, and it felt like the grubs were literally the win condition that game.
100%. I mean, even though Maddie eventually he did find his way down bot lane to secure the dragon, the grubs were honestly, I mean, as St. Clair in this game, I think you really want to put a prio onto the grubs because you know that early game things are probably going to go your way, especially when you're playing such aggressive champions, right? I really want to see what's going to happen in game 2 and what kind of champions they're going to pick to see maybe if we're going to play for the late game this game, maybe we're going to play for the mid game, step away from maybe trying to get everybody so hard in the early game, right?
Yep. No, and we're into the draft now. As you see, the first pick, Kha'Zix.
Ban,
we
yes.
are giving, the first ban is
yes.
Kha'Zix. We are giving the respect where it's due to SGB. So
yeah. I mean, as I said, Maddie himself, he kind of struggles to play against these champions, like these assassin champions, like the Rengar and like the Kha'Zix. And I think, you know, it's like, why not just ban it? Instead of the small chance that it might actually like hurt you in the end, you might as well just ban it, get rid of it. You don't have to worry about it, especially if you're not too worried about anything else. The new ban coming through there, it's a very common ban that you'll see against Maddie. Maddie is known for the Nunu, the Lilia, stuff like that.
Good respect ban there.
It looks like we're going to go for this Trundle first pick, so this could be a flex pick, but I am fairly confident that Maddie's going to end up playing it in the jungle. He does love playing this Trundle. Lee Sin, on the other hand, very interesting.
Are we being trolled?
It's a very interesting champion to lock in. Lee Sin, he's a very mechanical jungler, and he's honestly hard to make an impact on if you don't have like the experience and the mastery on this champion. Mm-hmm. And looking at SGB,
it's a lot of dive now.
Looking at SGB and his past and kind of what he played, he didn't seem like he honestly played too much Lee Sin. And by too much, I mean none at all.
Not at all.
I don't see any Lee Sin games.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe they're gonna switch it up. Maybe this is like Lee Sin top, Lee Sin support or something. But
we got the Poppy.
We did get the Poppy. I mean, shout out Tillo. He loves Poppy.
He loves his Poppy.
He loves Poppy.
He's the Poppy merchant.
Right. Now, I really actually want to talk about this specific part of Kennesaw's draft. Kai'Sa, Karma do not synergize well together. When you pick a champion like Kai'Sa, you want to lock in something that can get you that CC, can get the CC off, help you stack your passive faster. And Karma, although she does have a root, it's conditional and it's hard for it to actually go off, right?
Totally.
So it's probably not what wouldn't be my first pick, but we could be getting like bamboozled right now and Karma could be going to a different lane.
Karma top?
It's most likely Karma's in the support lane, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be too happy with that personally as an ADC player and as a Kai'Sa player more specifically.
Yeah.
If my support is locking in something like Sonar, Karma, like I'm probably gonna block them.
I mean, that's in that situation, like we saw in just doing some research on the teams themselves. Polar Penguin has a lot of time played on Karma, so maybe it could just be a comfort pick over just like a matchup that they want to play, but so it'll be interesting to see how that ends up playing out.
Yeah, I just think it's a very interesting pick, especially because when we look at the rest of the team, we have champions like the Silas and like the Lee Sin, who both have that engage about them, right? So maybe that's where they're gonna try to put like all their eggs in that basket and try to just lean away from the support engage pick and go for it in other lanes. But here we are with the final draft. We have Miracle on Pyke.
I'm so happy. I love that. I love that champion. So good.
I'm excited to see it.
But do you like when Mike plays with you? Do you like his Pyke?
He's never played Pyke with me.
Oh,
so I could not tell you.
Yep.
I've never seen him play Pyke in a game. Usually when I play with Mike, it's like a flex queue game, right, or a norms game, and he usually doesn't want to play support, which is understandable, right?
That is fair.
If he's played against people who are 10 times lower than his elo, then it makes sense to not want to play the support role. But what?
Are we going to see carry level Pyke?
I just really want to talk.
I feel like we might be.
I really want to talk about St. Clair's draft here, especially the Poppy mid on Flowcon.
Okay, I didn't see that until that didn't enter my brain until it needed to. Wow, it's an interesting one. Obviously, to block like Lee Sin.
I see the value.
Yeah, I do too.
I do see the value out of Poppy in this game. Poppy maybe specifically in the mid lane. You do get to deny Silas that dash, but is it worth it when you're picking a champion like Poppy in the mid lane?
We shall see as we're into the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Kennesaw is just 5-stacking in this bush, trying to see what's up. And Flowcon might actually face check here. Okay, he avoids the bush and he chooses not to step farther. I'm not sure if St. Clair actually knows that Kennesaw is here or not, but it is a little bit dangerous.
They're lurking.
They are.
I don't know.
They are lurking.
I don't know if anything's going to come about it, but they are lurking.
Right, and it looks like... All right, I think they're probably just going to all go back to lane now. I don't think they're going to try to push it any further. I mean, I just don't understand what the purpose is here of Sion walking through the mid lane.
Hey.
Getting some early poke there, though, onto Flowcon. Flowcon just wants to just auto him once, I think. He's like literally, he's following him so closely. He's a little bit...
Just barely out of the range.
Just barely. Oh, he's actually going to take the engage back in Miami. He wants to get his lick back onto Flowcon from the last game.
Yeah, he's looking to get that early trade out, and it's pretty even right now. And it seems like it's ends up pushing closer towards Flocon's side, so we'll see how he is able to manage the wave.
Yeah, we got some early fighting in the bot lane, but it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it besides Miracle's Ignite. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about. I think Pyke was... I do see a lot of value in the Pyke here with his pick, because when you're playing into a champion like Karma, is a very squishy enchanter, right? And you can abuse that early game if you don't get bullied by her strong Qs and poke damage, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of ability in this bot lane to, on the St. Clair side, pick someone out and just insta-kill them. As I just said, it happens. So... It's going to be very interesting to see how they manage that, and on the side of Kennesaw, how they are able to play their lives and figure out how to navigate the spot lane.
Yeah, I mean, Miracle on this Pyke, he's showing a lot of dominance and making it known, like, hey, guys, I'm not just a Nautilus player. I'm a Pyke player, too. I can be aggressive. I can be strong. Let's put up the magnifying glass on Ricky here. He gets to play his Gragas, right? He's happy this game.
Let's go.
He wanted to play Gragas so bad. I don't know if maybe Maddie just didn't let him play Gragas in the first game, but this game, he gets to play it. He's happy. He's living his life, but in the mid lane, Miracle is here. He uses the flash to try to get the Q.
Oh.
Miami dodges out of that stun just barely, and he ends up living, but he does use his flash.
Very low on that side, on that mid lane push. As you see Polar Penguin getting caught out.
Yep.
Maddie hits the hook.
It looks like Polar Penguin's just going to die. Yeah. No harm, no foul. Nothing more coming out of that. SGB is probably going to opt to not go in there. I mean, it was a good read from a Miracle and Maddie. They probably had an idea that Polar Penguin was going to try to follow that roam and walk up.
They are waiting
but
for
do
this.
they know that they are still in the bush and they want to fight? Miracle is going to miss that hook, but regardless, SGB does fall to Flocon's hammer.
Flocon just with a sliver of HP gets enough out of it to get the return kill onto the failed thing from
Yeah,
the mid lane.
Flocon, he's proving us wrong, right? I mean, you know him for these mages, but he said, you know what? I don't care about the expectations from me. I'm gonna pick Poppy, and it's working out for him. He's got 2 kills now on it. And then again, this game, we saw something that we saw last game where they kind of just left Lig alone in the bot lane. Yeah. Last game, it was against the top laner, O Senorita, but this game, it's just a straight ADC 1v1. Ricky is going to use that flash, but he gets a flash in return. Maddie is just chomping away, hitting away with his little bat. He falls, unfortunately. But in response, it looks like SGB is trying to get a return kill. It might be a double kill coming out for Kennesaw State here.
Q?
Maddie dodges it and actually might actually kill him here. There it is. And he does fall. The TP is coming out of both Ricky and O Senorita immediately after. In the bot lane, going for some back-to-back fighting. Lig is getting a lot of damage off here, but he's also taking a lot of damage. The Ignite comes out from Miracle onto Polar Penguin. He wants to chase. He misses his hook, and in return, Polar Penguin is going to throw his root. Lig, I don't know if you want this fight. He E-flashes. It is not enough to secure the kill. Miracle is trying hard to get the kill back, but it ends up being 2 kills going over to Kennesaw State University's bot lane.
Yeah, you saw bot lane go off crazy, but in the top lane, you saw SGB finally make a path up to top lane and get a return onto that. And obviously, Maddie came out on top, but he is being more proactive, and you see it being good as we have an execute
coming through. Yeah. I mean, makes sense. You probably don't want to give that extra gold over to Lig because you know he knows how to use it.
That's a bad spot to recall. Maddie hits, just misses the hook, and I think Polar Penguin could just walk out.
Yep.
So close on that from Maddie.
Maddie, he's building a pretty solid lead here, a pretty solid advantage over SGB on the Lee Sin. I mean, this Lee Sin, kind of like I said, I just didn't see the value in picking it just because it's such a mechanical champion. You have to be at the top of your game when you play it, right? But after such a, I don't want to say crushing, but I feel like it's the only word to really describe the game one. I just don't know if mentally you can play this champion to the best of its ability. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard champion to, like, off of a loss, put in your 100%. And it'll be interesting to see if you can take that tilt and turn it into something next in the later parts of this game.
Maddie securing the dragon here as Flocon's going for some back-to-back trading in the mid lane. It looks like Miami's taking a lot of damage, and it might bite him right back. But I don't think Flocon's going to try to dive. Okay, well, I was wrong. Flocon goes for the dive. It was very, very greedy, but he plays it beautifully after doing that. I mean, that dive was super greedy. I think Maddie might try to finish it off, but he'll probably get away, and SGB is hiding in the bushes, trying to defend his mid laner. I don't know. I think it will still go the way of Maddie. Flocon dodges the Q from SGB, but he's going to use that ward hop to just hop right over the wall. Maddie picks up a control ward instead.
Like we said last game, like SGB is everywhere where Maddie is. Like he is doing a good job of
following along,
right? and just pathing in the same spot. So it's a kudos to him for that. And at this point, you're seeing in the bot lane.
Yeah, Lig is going to pop that Feather Storm, and they do.
And they end up coming out with the kill.
Yep, they get the kill. Maddie's going to have to pop that flash to get away from that Karma root coming out from Polar Penguin. And it looks like Kennesaw knows the Grub tech now. They know that Grubs were a heavy part in St. Clair's winning game 1. But regardless, Flocon's here to contest it. Maddie finishing off Polar Penguin, and Ricky is on his way to knock some people up, and there it goes. He finishes off SGB.
Hey, those Grubs, it's just the win condition this whole series. It's just been the Grubs. So
exactly,
it just happens that the death by 1,000 Grubs is what is going to be the Kennesaw's weakness today.
Of course, the Grubs going to St. Clair it'll make them stronger in the long run. I mean, they got 2 Grubs out of the 3, right? So it doesn't give them the Void Grub passive, but Miracle is looking for a play here. He's the playmaker of the game, along with Maddie, the dynamic duo taking down the bot lane of Kennesaw State. It looks like they will both fall, but it looks like Destiny popped that barrier before dying.
That
does suck, but it was almost a difference, to be honest.
That is unlucky. No. And it's the power of the double M duo in the jungle.
Maddie and Miracle, yes, the double M duo. Let's get a replay of this Grubs fight. I mean, it looks like Kennesaw has that numbers advantage, but Maddie and Flocon working together, and then Ricky comes in to just finish off the kills. It just looks so good. And Kennesaw, I'm not sure, maybe they should have positioned differently to try to secure the fight earlier or just get more control. Lig has to use that flash, but unfortunately it does not go away. He's going to get knocked up here. And the ultimate comes out
Mike
from O Senorita. Miracle's here, but is he too late? Lig is still doing a lot of damage, but he does fall to O Senorita on that Scion.
They made that a lot closer in a 3v2 than it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing they have to look out for. Flocon picks up a kill there onto Miami, but Ricky, he's going to Bomba onto Destiny, but Destiny is going to keep that killer instinct and use it to get away from Ricky's terrible barrels.
Nice try from Ricky. Very, very close there. As you see him go in, he uses the barrier, and there's a pillar.
Maddie's here to save the day. Flocon dodges that Q. I mean, Flocon played that pretty well, but also as SGB there, you should probably just not be queuing again like that. When you're so low HP and Flocon so low HP, even though SGB wasn't that low, you know there's a possibility that his W might be up, and you might just not work out.
Back in the mid lane. And I think that Silas is just dead.
Miami does fall to Maddie again. Maddie's picking up a lot of the kills, which could be a problem for later in the game, but obviously you don't want to be funneling these kills onto Flocon on the Poppy just because it's not ideal. Instead, you would rather... Miracle looks like he's picking up a solo kill here.
It's a Portal Combat!
Okay,
oh my gosh, he just misses.
The flash to the Polar Penguin, making sure he's safe. But like I said, I mean, you really want these kills to be going on to Lig here probably this game, or maybe even Miracle, to be honest. If he can pick those kills up with his death from below, it'll help secure the game even harder than they already are by pushing out all these waves and stuff.
You see them just constantly in the mid lane together, Flocon and Maddie. Honestly, when we saw this picked, I wasn't thinking about it. The pillar into Slam Tech is actually a very easy engage tool. So it's nice to see that they're coming up with nice synergies that they can utilize in these fights.
Right. I mean, Polar Penguin and Destiny just tried to get those jungle cams back, but unfortunately it was mistimed a little bit. Lig's pushing out the bot lane. He knows there's not really much he should be scared of right now, but he is still flashless. But in the top lane now, there's a brawl going on. Maddie and Flocon are here to make sure that Ricky does not fall. He's just going to walk away.
Save yourself.
Use the ults on the air, I guess. I'm not really sure what the point of that explosive
You're wasting your drink, man. What are you doing?
Lig is just going to narrowly dodge out on that Q. He gets the insect from SGB. Miracle's here to save the day. Thunderstorm comes out from Lig, and the E to secure it. it's a win for St. Clair College in that little mid-lane scrimmage.
Yeah, St. Clair is doing a really good job at rotating to save the individuals that they are leaving on the map. And shout out to the jungler and the support, just doing their job just perfectly to keep their solo laners alive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a world that where I would love to see Miracle and Maddie bot lane, just because I feel like their synergy is honestly so insane. You see them in any game, and they make like such similar movements together. But, I mean, seeing them in the support and the jungle role is obviously great because they just have that freedom to go wherever they want. Looks like they're going to set up a little bit of a cheese here. Oh my god. I don't know if this is going to work out for the side of Kennesaw State. Maybe they'll be able to get the Gromp, but I think they will fall regardless to Flocon and Miracle. Miracle's getting low, but Lick's here to come and help clean up. Oh, Senorita is here, but he decided he wants to leave. Miami is taking a lot of damage, but he's probably just going to live because it wasn't that much damage at the end of the day. Ricky using that explosive cast.
Away with the explosive cast.
Yep. Lick's getting that root off, but Senorita stepped too far up, and he's probably going to lose his life in return. The flash comes out, but I think that's not enough.
Saying sayonara to Senorita.
100% Lig is going to finish it off, but just kidding. Miracle is here with his death from below to make sure that he spreads the wealth with his team.
Get them that extra gold and just keep it going. Clearly it is working. We love pushing our bot lane into the bot lane this game.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it last game as well, but Ricky, he wants to pick up a kill here onto Destiny. I think he's just let him cook. Let him cook. He's doing it. He's doing it. Yeah, there it is.
He's got it.
Maybe his visions were too ambitious, but he still got it done in the end. But it looks
just
like
gets kicked out of the way.
Yeah, SGB, he has to throw away that ultimate to save himself from the evil Miracle.
Evil Miracle. Our favorite version of Miracle is Evil Miracle.
Maybe sometimes.
Sometimes.
Flocon, he's pushing the towers for free. He's taking turret shots. He does not care. But Ricky is going to pick up a kill onto Polar Penguin on this Karma. Like I said in draft, I did not see the value in picking this Karma. And when we're in game at 171, I still don't see it. I don't think it's doing whatever they wanted it to do, but I'm not exactly sure what that was.
Penguin's got no ice. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Flocon, I honestly don't think he's scared here. He's probably just going to fight because he has a backup from Matty Boo on the Trundle and a Miracle on the Pike. Secures the kill onto Destiny, secures the kill onto Miami, but Miracle does fall and Flocon's getting low. Matty is just going to hit away, but nobody falls at the end of the day. SGB is going to head back. They're doing some damage. Flocon, he might be dead, and he is. The shutdown going to Polar Penguin, which is not the ideal situation that you want if you are Kennesaw State.
Apparently. Oh, never mind. We're good.
I know Maddie is ligging here in the mid lane, picking up a kill onto Senorita. Maddie is also chasing here.
Maddie.
Wants to get that Polar Penguin. He spawns the Rift Herald. I think he'll probably try to drive it, but I don't know if he's gonna be that greedy or not.
Hey, they're both really low. There's
yeah.
a good chance he could do it.
I don't know. I
like,
don't think he's doing it. I think he's riding it right now.
I feel like St. Clair just is doing a bunch of solo plays, and if Kennesaw was a little bit more like coordinated, I guess it would just be easier for them to play the game out a little bit. But
explosive cask out of Ricky to secure the kill, and the death from below comes out from Miracle. They are just killing everybody. Miracle has to use a flash, but he dies regardless, and the kill goes to Destiny 2007, which is a lot of gold, or quite a bit at least, on to the ADC of Kennesaw State
Ricky
University.
throwing out the little dance. He's feeling himself today.
Ricky loves to dance, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to push out some lanes here. Lig gets a kill off screen, and so does Maddie. Up in that mid lane, they are just way too strong to fight. Lig has so much survivability on this champion into these champions
It
specifically.
is 31-8 at 18 minutes.
That is ridiculous.
Although Kennesaw State does have more kills, one more kill, St. Clair also is clapping back with more kills as well. It looks like SGB is going to die. Senorita is going to die. And might even be more here. Flocon is getting very, very low, though, when he does fall to SGB. Maddie is still hitting away in that back line. Miracle going to secure the kill onto Miami. But Maddie, you are alone now. This might be an overextension. He's going to try to flash out, but I think he just gives up. He gives up. He knows it's over. Not sure if he cares that much. Lig is still pushed out. The ult comes out from Destiny, but the triple kill is going to go to the side of Kennesaw State.
That is a lot of shutdowns on St. Clair's side. And it might be too little too late, but as we see Ricky dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good if you're Destiny 2007. As we talked about kind of before the games started happening, this is their highest ranked player. He's currently Challenger, as you can see with his Challenger recall. But he is, unfortunately, a support main, so he is playing off-role, which might be a very difficult might be difficult just for him to just get into the vibes of things. You know, what you're supposed to be doing on this role. But, I mean, a triple kill is a good place to start, especially when a lot of them had shutdowns. Makes you feel a bit stronger, especially on Kaisa. But we got another fight breaking down here in the bot lane. And it looks like Miami's is just going to fall to Ricky. We got the TP coming out. Miracle's going to fish for the hook, but he does not find it. Flocon might be in some trouble here. He's rooted. Ricky's coming over from the other side of the wall. Miracle going to hit the hook, and he's going to secure the kills onto SGB. And Maddie is here. Everyone is here, and we're just hitting away. Ricky's going to pick up another kill and another one, and it might be the unofficial quadra for Ricky.
And all before Otacon has spawned, as it's just showing up on the map now. I think that's St. Clair just running it down and finishing off the game.
This does look like a victory, a quick 2-0 in St. Clair College's NACE varsity playoffs run. I mean, just securing that kill onto Miami again further solidifies, but this series has been absolutely dominant, and it shows that St. Clair Saints have not come to play around in NACE.
It'll be interesting to see how they go forward, and good job to the boys today, as they look like they're chilling now because they just had an easy 2-0 sweep.
I mean, they're feeling good. This is a game that they were supposed to win. Everybody thought they were going to win, and they did win. But not only did they win, they did it in an extremely dominant fashion. They had complete control over everything the whole game. We're not scared at all, to be honest. I was not scared. I don't think they were. Ricky on this Gragas, it was great to see. I'm happy he got to see his Gragas, but Maddie, again, he had such a huge impactful role, especially with Flocon and Miracle. I feel like that is was the highlight of this game, was watching those three work together. I mean, you saw either Maddie or Flocon making plays together, or Maddie and a Miracle, or all three of them. And speaking of Maddie, he is going to be our MVP tonight. He did kill Faker. That is 100% true.
He loves that.
Maddie just secured such a beautiful series tonight, especially on both champions that he played. It was very, very dominant, and this Trundle was an amazing pick. He didn't get to play his Nunu, but he did get to play the Trundle like we were just talking about, and it was not even close, I felt like. He completely neutralized the Lee Sin from SGB.
Yeah, and honestly, when we saw the Lee Sin pick come out, we said it was going to be pretty hard for them to make an impact. It's definitely a hard champion to deal with when you're already having a trouble with the fighting. So it was good to see Maddie and how well he was able to impact the map, and as everybody was roaming as a duo or as a trio, they were picking up kills easily.
Right, 100%. I mean, he definitely was the common denominator, especially in this game. You saw him, like we talked about, he was following around with Flocon or with Miracle, and they were just making plays all over the map. And they didn't care, because obviously it worked out for them every single time. I mean, it was very rare that they made bad plays. I mean, at the end of the game, obviously they overstayed during a certain push, but it did not lose them the game. I mean, and they looked everybody looked great this game. But I mean, special shout out to Maddie. He did great on that Xin Zhao and that Trundle. I mean, these are two of his staple champions. And let's talk to him and ask him about this game and this series. Hi, Maddie. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I think he's doing great. I don't know. It sounds like he's doing great, or it looks like he's doing great. Hello, Maddie. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, there we go.
All right. Hi, Maddie. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
And how was this series for you today? How does it make you feel? I mean, obviously this is an early playoffs matchup, but how did it make your team feel? I mean, you guys looked very happy today out on the Rift.
I mean, yeah, the vibes are high. I think, obviously, we shouldn't underestimate a team like this, but I think going into it, we know we would come out on top in the end. So it was just about trying to be as clean as possible and just practice good habits, like being proactive on the map, which I think we achieved.
Yeah, going into the second game, it was cool to see that Ricky ended up telling us before that he was going to play Gragas. Was he not allowed to play first game, or was that just a draft choice that you made?
I mean, I think we just picked him Aatrox out of comfort for the first game. We weren't necessarily going to pick him Gragas the second game. It just ended up working out in the draft. I didn't go into draft thinking I was going to pick him Gragas, but he was asking for it, so there you go.
Hey.
Right, I mean, just to build off of that, do you know when we're going to see the return of the infamous Ricky Yasuo?
Hopefully not against Maryville.
All right, well, Maddie, you were our MVP today. You played a great game in Game 1 and in Game 2, especially on that Trundle. What can we expect, you know, when we see you picking these champions like the Trundle and like the Xin Zhao? They're very similar champions in nature, and they do the same things. Are we ever going to see a Maddie Lilia again, or maybe a Maddie Nunu?
Maddie Nunu, it'll always get picked if it's open. It just never will be. I think a team left it open earlier this week, and it was the easiest game I've ever played. So teams know to ban it. I've been around long enough. People fear me. They don't fear my Lily anymore, though, and I never pick it. I think we struggled to play with it, but I think with a little bit more practice. Yeah, exactly. There's another match 2 weeks ago where we lost picking the Lilia, so I think we're 0-2 on the Lilia. I think we just need to establish how to draft around it, and I think it'll be a power pick for me going forward. But for now, and in these games, I just take first pick, and I just play something very flexible, very round. That way I give tools for everyone else to be able to counter pick, and it's working out.
Right, and I want to ask you a question specifically as the coach of St. Clair. The draft today, both drafts today, were honestly very interesting, especially seeing Flocon pick that Poppy. What were the comms like in draft about that?
I think we actually messed up the second draft picking Poppy a little too early because I had already picked jungle, so it's never going to go jungle unless we flex Trundle top. So we had a lot of discussions in that draft, and then randomly Flocon said, when they picked out, he's like, yo, I could just play it mid. And then it enabled us to pick a different support bot, and then it let Picky pick his Gragas, which he wanted anyways. And I think Trundle Poppy mid jungle is actually pretty interesting because I could just pillar into the E combo, right? Especially against a melee mid laner on the NB team. And strong mid 2v2s and 3v3s. So I think the draft actually ended up working out, and we played better.
Yeah, you guys looked absolutely strong today. Is there any last things that you want to say before we say goodbye to you?
I think everyone played very well. Just shout out my mom and my dad, shout out my girlfriend, and shout out Sean, because we wouldn't be here without Sean.
Thank you, Maddie. That is very true. Shout out Sean. We hope you have a good rest of your day, and we're excited to see your game later this week in ACL. All right, well, that is the end of the games for today, and quick and easy 2-0 for St. Clair in such a dominant fashion, finishing both games in like 25 minutes max.
Easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think you'd expect anything else. Obviously, they were coming in very confident, and it showed. Like they executed the way that they wanted to today, and it'll be interesting to see how they take it into their ACL match later in the week.
Right, and if you enjoyed watching this League of Legends game, then you will probably enjoy the World's 2025 Watch Party, which is being hosted this weekend, November 9th on Sunday at 1 a.m., but the games start at 2 a.m. The matchup is T1 versus KT. You can come here to the Nexus, and we have giveaways, raffles, free food. We're giving away stuff like Riftbound, RP, all this stuff. So make sure you show up. It's free for anybody to come. We would love to see you here.
No.
Will you be there, Garrett?
It's kind of late, but I'm sure I'll try and make it.
I feel like you can't miss, like, it could be Faker's 6th championship. You can't miss it.
Undisputed GOAT.
Like, he's literally the GOAT of League of Legends.
The GOAT.
And he's still playing. He's a Hall of Famer and he's still playing, right?
He could go many, many more years. We don't know.
Exactly.
No idea.
Exactly. But thank you, everybody, for coming here to the stream tonight. And thank you, Garrett, for being here. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, which is Tim Hortons, Subway, Alienware, the SRC, the Alumni Association, and of course, Pre-Fire and OneSo and Alienware. We're sitting in... You're wearing an Alienware hat right now, so, you know,
hey.
Of course, thank
Shout
you.
out Alienware.
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later in the week.